Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Soul Insider Show presented by Foods Galore. I'm Joe DeCamera. Today we'll look at the 11-2 first place conference-leading Philadelphia Soul. What a season it has been for the Soul so far this year. We'll look back to the victory versus Los Angeles last week and look ahead to the game versus Tampa Bay. We'll hear from the Soul's head coach, Clint Dozzell, who will join us, his assistants, Phil Bogle and Derek Stingley. Ron Jaworski will join the program, the Soul's owner. And, of course, we'll hear from the stars of the Soul, the players themselves as well. First, let's look back to the game last week. It was a tough one. It was a close one, but it was a victory on the road in Los Angeles. The Soul got off to a fast start, excellent in the first quarter, jumping out to a 21-7 lead. The Kiss fought back, though. A crazy play, a tipped pass for a touchdown. L.A. back in the game. As usual, MVP candidate quarterback Dan Radeball led the way for the Soul. 6 more touchdowns for Radeball, raising his season total to a league best 86 TDs. Head coach Clint Dozzell once again leaning on kicker Tommy Freevert. What a weapon Freevert's surprise onside kicks have been this year. Marco Thomas also dominant. 8 more catches for Thomas, 3 touchdowns, burning the Kiss defense throughout the game. It took some time, but in the fourth quarter, the Soul were able to seal it up, assuming control on their way to a 56-48 victory to up the Soul's record to 11-2 this year. Up next for the Soul, the 6-6 Tampa Bay Storm, a team the Soul absolutely crushed earlier this year. Remember, every game very important for the Soul right now. Even though an inside track exists for the playoffs, the Soul trying to capture home field advantage throughout the playoffs, which could bring, and if they do get it, would bring the Arena Bowl game itself to Philadelphia for the first time in franchise history. Coming up next, we'll talk to Soul head coach Clint Dozzell. He will join us. This is the Soul Insider Show presented by Foods Galore. Welcome back to the Soul Insider Show presented by Foods Galore. I'm Joe DeCamera, joined by Philadelphia Soul head coach Clint Dozzell. Coach, fantastic season so far for the squad, 11-2 on the year. Of course, coming off of the 9-9 team from last year, the objectives in the offseason to get younger, to get certainly faster, and ultimately better. And to this point, you have. How'd you do it?
We just refreshed. You know, we kept the nucleus around and got rid of some nucleus as well. We got rid of some good talent. You know, I think I've realized over the years, you know, being with players 4 or 5 years, kind of, you know, you kind of get used to each other, you kind of get comfortable, and you maybe not work as hard. So we went out and got some different players, still quality players, and the vibe right now, the locker room's awesome. The guys practice hard every day. They come in with their lunch pail and hard hat, and they get after it, and it makes it fun. And, you know, of course, winning always makes that nice too. Right.
Your quarterback, Dan Radeball, certainly an MVP candidate and playing at such a high level. I would imagine from a coaching standpoint, it's got to be a great relief, a comfort, a confidence builder, not just for you, but for the whole team to have Dan playing at the level he's playing at.
Yeah, you want your leader to play well. And, you know, Dan's more than just, you know, on the field playing well. He's doing all the little things off the field too, getting the guys, watching extra film. Came in really great shape this year, mindset that knowing we're not going to have Derek Ross back, that he was going to have to do, you know, a lot more on the field, and he has, and he's played well, and he's definitely an MVP candidate for the league.
And for those that don't know at home, Clint, a Hall of Fame quarterback in the Arena League in his own right from his own playing days. And, you know, Clint, when you think back to what you went through as a player and now as a head coach, what were you able to take from the playing days, and how did it sort of help shape your approach as a head coach in the league?
Yeah, it's just more about, you know, fitting what's comfortable for the player, you know, as far as Dan, what he likes, what he doesn't like, and the talent you have around him. I think the players, the receivers we have, the protection we have for him makes a big difference too. And, you know, it was about year 5 for me when I took off and started, you know, figuring this game out. And this is his 5th year, and he's figured it out pretty quick, I think.
Down the stretch of the season now, 5 games to go in the regular season. Certainly home field advantage within the conference, and then ultimately potentially all the way to the Arena Bowl is an objective for the team to play as well as it possibly can down the stretch. What else, as you would elaborate on the next 5 games and kind of what's ahead? What do you want to fine-tune down the stretch of the regular season?
Well, we just want to keep getting better. I mean, that's the bottom line. We haven't played, well, or great in all 3 phases. We played great in 2 phases. We played great, in 1.5 phase at times. We've only played 4 good quarters in all 3 phases, maybe 2 games. So if we can get that figured out, stay healthy, that's a big part of it. Yeah. It's nice to have these bye weeks coming up, 2 in basically the last 6 weeks, so that's nice to have. And we just got to make 1 more week through Tampa and keep everybody healthy.
What's the experience like for you as a coach in Philadelphia? The whole Philly thing. What's that like for you?
Now it's great. It was different change coming from Dallas and playing in Dallas too. The fans and they were a little brutal to me early on, but now they're starting to get used to me. I'm a Philly guy. I'm all about what's going on here with our team, our city. So I love it. There's nothing. The organization's great. There's not much that can go wrong right now.
For those that are not as familiar with the Arena League, and certainly many viewers at home have seen the games, but there's a lot that maybe have checked out a few minutes here and there, but not extensively. What would be your message to the viewers at home of Arena football, Philadelphia Soul football? What you guys bring to the table?
Non-stop entertainment. Bottom line, there's something always going on in Arena football. It's fast-paced. We have a guy running at the line of scrimmage with motion. He's very tough to cover. That's why we score in the 60s and 70s with our offense. Our defense is playing at a high level. They're in top 3 in the league. You're going to see a lot of points put up and hopefully very few points given up. And you're going to see our special teams go down and make plays. So we're an exciting brand. The Arena Game's been around for 28 years now, and it's not going anywhere. And our organization's done a great job with it. Philadelphia
Soul on a roll this year, 11-2, thriving under the head coach tutelage of Coach Clint Dalzell. Coach, appreciate you being with us here today on the Soul Insider Show.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Coming up next, Lou Tilley will join us with more, joined by some of the star players of the Soul. It is the Soul Insider Show presented by Foods Galore.
The Soul Insider, presented by Foods Galore, is sponsored by Pro Systems. Pro Systems Audio, one of Philadelphia's finest audio, video, and lighting contracting firms. By Independence Blue Cross. Independence Blue Cross. Live fearless. Dynasty Sports Group. And by The Judge Group. The Judge Group, people-powered business solutions.
What's up, everybody? It's me, Nick Crum, the voice of the Philadelphia Soul, and I am here today to announce my training regimen for the 2015 Food Ball Championship, and the players go for the Arena Football Championship. You know how they train, they work out, they go through training camp. Well, I have a training camp of my own, and Foods Galore has come up with a regimen for me that's going to get me in game shape for the 2015 season. So come along, won't you? And let's see what Foods Galore has got in store for me this year for the Food Ball Championship.
The Judge Group delivers innovative business solutions powered by top talent.
Whether you need to develop cloud strategies, mobile applications, complex business solutions, we have all the tools needed to provide those services.
The Judge Group can provide direct hire, contract recruiting, and executive search recruiting.
The Judge Group specializes in instructor-based training, custom learning solutions, and training-related staffing.
The Judge Group, people-powered business solutions.
Fast, furious, high-scoring. Arena football is the fastest game on turf. See the Soul take on the Cleveland Gladiators in their next home game, Saturday, July 11th at the Wells Fargo Center. It's Military Appreciation Day, and after the game, the Wounded Warrior Amputee football team will compete with local NFL alumni and celebrities. Come support the men and women in uniform. Family 4-packs start as low as $88. Call 888-789-SOUL or visit PhiladelphiaSoul.com.
Welcome back to the Soul Insider, brought to you by Foods Galore. I'm Lou Tilley on the floor at the Wells Fargo Center just minutes before the Soul take on the Tampa Bay Storm. So this is work time. With me, Ryan McDaniel and Dan Rotteball, and it's getting hard to tell you guys apart. Did he start the beard?
Oh yeah, he started. I think he started it a couple months before all of us even got up here. But he's a fashionable guy, so I figured I'd catch on. So.
Well, you guys catch on together. I've been watching it for the last few minutes and for a couple of seasons now, Ryan. Your pregame warm-up is very interesting to watch and very important to your success, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it's pretty strict. We come out and do the same thing every game, and it's a feeling we get, and we get timing down when we get out here and get it in early. So we're always on top of that.
Dan, are you throwing to spots when you're with Ryan? Because he'll just stand here in certain spots and turn around for the ball.
Yeah, you know, this game's a lot about timing and hitting spots before guys get there. So we just got to get on the same page. And Ryan and I have a good chemistry out here on the field. And, you know, we just try to get started warming up early, hit your spots, get a nice ball going, get his hands warmed up, get it used to seeing the flight of the ball with the stadium lights and stuff. There's a lot of things that go into it that people might not realize. But, you know, it's just part of the process of playing championship football.
There's kind of a go-to play. I don't know what you call it, but I think when you get inside the 10, where Ryan kind of comes down the slot, hits the goal line, and then either goes one way or the other. Is that a read by you guys, or is that a call?
You know, it's a read play, and we put a lot of trust in our receivers to know what the coverage is and to control the tempo of the game. You know, we don't want to react. We don't want the defense to dictate what we're doing. We want them to go off what we're doing. So
and you don't have much time to think about it, do you, Ryan? That ball's on top of you in a hurry when Dan lets it fly.
Yeah, it's supposed to be right on time, you know, when he throws it. So I just do the job of catching it, and the rest is done.
This has been a great year for you, Dan. Coach says in your 5th year with this new trio of receivers now, and Marco joining you as well. But what a great acclimation you've made to this new setup.
Yeah, you know, I can't say enough about the other guys in the huddle with me. My success totally relates to how well they've been playing, and I can't say enough. The line blocks their tails off every week. They do a great job. Coach Dalzell does a good job calling run plays to keep everyone honest, and then I've got 3 of the best playmakers out there on the field at all times with me at receiver.
How hard was it for you to get used to a new quarterback this year?
Oh, it definitely took some time. You know, everything is about being in your position when you need to be, and that was something I needed to get used to. And he does a good job putting the ball where it needs to be.
And then there's SK, the trio that you've been working with, almost 300 yards a game out of the 3 of you. Congratulations, guys, as you head towards the playoffs, a chance to clinch tonight if Cleveland would also lose. What a turnaround from a year ago, Ryan.
It's so much better this year from everything around this facility, or everything around this organization. And we're happy about it. You know, we got a great group of athletes, and we're ready to go to war with them.
Thanks for taking time out during your warm-ups, guys, and get ready for the game against the Tampa Storm tonight. Then they take a week off and come back. Just 2 home games left before the playoffs, and maybe all the way to hosting the Arena Bowl this year. Back to you, Joe.
The Soul take on the Cleveland Gladiators at the Wells Fargo Center on Saturday, July 11th at 1 p.m. It's Military Appreciation Day. And after the game, the Wounded Warrior amputee football team competes with local NFL alumni and celebrities. So come support the men and women in uniform by reserving your seats today. Family 4-packs start as low as $88. Call the Soul at 888-789-SOUL or go to PhiladelphiaSoul.com for more details.
You know Colonial Marble and Granite is the nation's leading countertop fabricator. You know the selection and prices are unbeatable. And you know the famous $19.99 fully installed countertop special. Now, Colonial Marble and Granite is even better. We've expanded with new showrooms in Center City, Philadelphia, Delaware, Central Pennsylvania, and of course, King of Prussia. More convenience and selection. The best prices and service. Colonial Marble and Granite. Experience does matter. Visit any of our 4 showrooms today and online at colonialmarble.net.
The Fantasy Sports Hall of Fame presents former accountant Derek Bradley. DraftKings One Day Fantasy Baseball took him from a guy with holes in his underpants to a guy with bikini models in them.
How do they do it?
DraftKings.com. They have one-day games, so you're not locked in. It's like a new season every time you play. And best of all, you could win a shipload of money.
Play with DraftKings, the official daily fantasy partner of MLB. Play with promo code HIT and get free entry in our daily contest. Get to DraftKings.com.
What makes this escape extraordinary? Everything leading up to it. We've got it. Tropicana Casino and Resort. Book your room today.
Welcome back to the Soul Insider Show, presented by Foods Galore. I'm Joe DeCamera. Of course, the Soul with an 11-2 mark so far this year. Outstanding play for a lot of different reasons, and certainly the outstanding coaching job by Clint Dozell and his staff has been a big part of it. And I'm joined right now by two of the lead assistants for the Philadelphia Soul, Derek Stingley, the defensive coordinator, Phil Bogle, the assistant head coach and defensive line and offensive line coach. And gentlemen, it is arena football. You cover a lot of ground. I mean, Phil, you got 3 different titles here. It's great to have you on the Soul Insider Show today.
It's good to be back. Like I say, everybody says, I seem happy and upbeat. And like I said, in Philadelphia, when you're winning, things are always good.
No doubt about it. Derek, good bounce back win for the team last week versus Los Angeles after the loss 2 weeks ago. And at 11-2, the squad really is rolling right now.
No, it's good times right now. I mean, it's good to get back on track. We had a good little run, and then we took that stumble. But going all the way west and coming back with a victory, that's always huge.
Derek, the challenge of being a defensive coordinator in this league, I mean, it's not easy at any level of football, but certainly in a league that's predicated on offense, the offense is going to score way more than 50% of their possessions. What can you do strategically? How do you look to implement to slow down the offensive advantage that really exists in arena football?
You basically said it by slowing down the team, making them have as many snaps as possible to probably make a mistake or two. With the offense that we have, 9 out of 10, we're going to score just about every time. So, coach was looking for maybe 2 stops. As a defensive coordinator, I'm looking for 4, maybe 5. With that being said, I mean, we score just about every time. And if our defense get those key stops, we always come out on top.
Phil, one of the things that's been so big this year is the onside kick. I mean, it's been unbelievable. And Clint, he pulls it out, and Freebird, man, he gets those kicks, he bounces them high, and it seems like most games there's a momentum change and a possession change based on the onside kick weapon.
Yeah, and that's kind of something that we try to do, especially in our game, stealing possessions. Yeah. And with Tommy, he's a great talent in that, and some of the guys, joke in the locker room about, he can pop up a kick and basically throw a fade just as good as Dan. So. Those are what those kicks are, and most of the time this year we've come down with them, and they've changed the momentum in games for us.
Phil, you played in the Arena League and, of course, played in the NFL as well. And Derek, same thing for you with the New York Jets and in the Arena League. And Phil, I'll start with you. The relationship you have with the players, obviously you have to motivate them, but you also want to connect with them. What's it like from your background as a player in this league and the highest league, the NFL, and how it enables you to sort of create a relationship with the players?
I think I just know from, just obviously being on both sides, player and coach, just what it takes, the hard work and dedication as a player, but then the communication side of being able to relate and know what each one of your players want as an individual. We got a lot of individuals in the locker room, so you got to know which guys need what, a little more motivation here or, kind of pull off on some things there. So, so far I think we found a good mix and it's working well for us.
Derek, let's talk about down the stretch here of the season. 5 games to go. The team is rolling. The objectives for the final 5 games, obviously home field advantage, but from a defensive standpoint, what do you want to see the team tighten up on?
Well, naturally, cut down on mistakes, get off the field when we need to, keep the team in 3rd and 4th downs, stay healthy, because we got good guys on both sides of the ball. In order for us to win much more games, we have to stay healthy. Getting off the field is the main thing, putting more pressure on the quarterback and just being around the ball to make plays.
Arena football, Philadelphia Soul, Derek Stingley, Phil Bogle doing a great job for the Soul this year and hoping to get, of course, to the Arena Bowl and to capture, now in the 10th season for Ron Jaworski's Philadelphia Soul, to capture what could be a 2nd Arena League championship. Coming up next, we will hear from Lou Tilley as he'll be joined by Ron Jaworski. It is the Philadelphia Soul Insider Show presented by Foods Galore. The Soul take on the Cleveland Gladiators at the Wells Fargo Center on Saturday, July 11th at 1 p.m. It's Military Appreciation Day. And after the game, the Wounded Warrior amputee football team competes with local NFL alumni and celebrities. So come support the men and women in uniform by reserving your seats today. Family 4-packs start as low as $88. Call the Soul at 888-789-SOUL or go to PhiladelphiaSoul.com for more details.
Hi, I'm Tony Mitchell, Brinker Simpson & Company, Certified Public Accountants. We offer comprehensive financial compliance and tax services. As Philadelphia's leading tax and advisory firm, we let our clients say it best.
Tony and his team at Brinker Simpson provided the expertise of a large accounting firm, but didn't forget their small business roots.
Brinker Simpson has a clear business vision that looks beyond spreadsheets and numbers and sees opportunities.
At Brinker Simpson, firm relationships build success.
I am your comfort zone. Your hands-free phone integration. Your information and entertainment at your fingertips. I am your navigator with voice command.
Turn right in 0.2 miles.
And I have your back. I am your most advanced Elantra yet. And I'm yours for only $129 a month plus $500 off in summer sales cash. Or get up to $32.50 total savings.
Welcome back to the Soul Insider, and you can't get any more inside than one of the original owners of the Soul, Ron Jaworski. Ron, your team's off to, maybe its best start since the championship year in 2008 at 11-2, but there's still 5 games left. You're not really being pushed in the division. How do you stay sharp, Ron?
Lou, when you look at the standings, we're not being pushed. We have a 4-game lead over Cleveland, but Coach Dozell pushes these guys every single day. It's a highly motivated team. There was a lot of turnover in the offseason, but this team is focused on one thing, winning an Arena Bowl championship. We're playing good football, at times inconsistent football, but this Soul team has the heart of a champion. We may not look pretty at times, we may take a quarter off, but at the end of the day, we put forth a great effort and find a way to win. So, we got to finish strong, go in the playoffs strong, because the ultimate goal is to have a championship, we'll call it a small parade in Philadelphia, Lou.
Pull on your quarterback analysis hat and talk about your young guy, Dan Radabaugh. In his 5th year now, he's been tied at the hips with Clint Dozell from the very start. Do you get involved with Dan's mechanics and his coaching at all? Do you stay out of it?
I talk to Dan more about the mental side of the game. Clint Dozell is a Hall of Fame quarterback in the Arena Football League. He works with him every single day. I don't want to muddy the waters by a guy being out there, thinking I know everything. So I let Clint do the coaching. I talk to Dan a lot about game management, leadership, and things that are important at the quarterback position outside of throwing the football. And oh, by the way, Dan Radabaugh is the finest quarterback in the Arena Football League right now. And in my opinion, he's the Arena Football League MVP.
There are some techniques that I'm starting to notice, or maybe I'm wrong, Ron, but when I watch Dan warm up especially, he practices some things that you probably wouldn't teach in the outdoor game. There's that little drop step fadeaway throw that he uses a lot. Kind of unique to the indoor game?
Oh, absolutely. It's a one-step drop, and the only time you see that in the National Football League is when you're inside that 5-yard area where you just throw a little alley-oop and meet me at the corner type pass. But Dan has mastered that quick one-step drop, and has actually been pinpoint using it.
Is it leadership the same for the arena game as it is in the outdoor game? Same qualities in a quarterback?
No question. The quarterback is always the guy that the team looks to when things are going well or things are going poorly. And if there's an area that Dan has improved upon in his 5 years as an Arena Football League quarterback, it's that leadership skill set that he now has. He was kind of under the wing of Clint Dozell, and why not? Clint's a Hall of Fame quarterback, but he eventually caught on. Clint kind of let him go a little bit, let him show his leadership, and he's really jumped out and shown that he can be the guy to lead the Soul to an Arena League championship.
Well, Ron, 5 games left in the regular season, just a couple of home games here, including Military Appreciation Night coming up on July 11th. I want to thank you so much for supporting the military.
It's an incredible day for us. July 11th, the Wounded Warrior game after the Soul game versus the Gladiators. Come on, folks. Really, really show our military how much we appreciate their work.
Thanks, Ron. Back to you, Joe.
The Soul take on the Cleveland Gladiators at the Wells Fargo Center on Saturday, July 11th at 1 p.m. It's Military Appreciation Day. And after the game, the Wounded Warrior amputee football team competes with local NFL alumni and celebrities. So come support the men and women in uniform by reserving your seats today. Family 4-packs start as low as $88. Call the Soul at 888-789-SOUL or go to PhiladelphiaSoul.com for more details.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's me, Crumb, the voice of the Soul, and on my quest for the Arena Football Championship takes me to Richboro, Pennsylvania, and the great Palante's Italian Deli. What is it that fills this place up at lunchtime?
The great, authentic Italian products that we sell, and our sandwiches, the chicken cutlets, broccoli rabe.
Say that again.
The tomato pie.
Say that one more time for me.
Chicken cutlet, broccoli rabe. Voglio.
Oh, I love this man.
What makes this escape extraordinary? Everything leading up to it. We've got it. Tropicana Casino and Resort. Book your room today.
The Soul Insider brought to you by Foods Galore. The Soul with just 3 home games remaining. This game coming up next right here at the Wells Fargo Center with John Adams from the Philadelphia Soul. Just 2 home games remaining after the game that the folks are about to see. And we take a week off, and then we come back on July the
11th.
The 11th. And in addition to a great Soul game, a really special feature on Military Appreciation Night.
Yeah, and we had them here last year. We had the Wounded Warriors amputee football team playing in a game against NFL alumni and local celebrities. It's a really, really powerful game. You have guys that, fought overseas, got injured, lost a leg, lost an arm.
Amazing.
Not only were they brave over there, but when they come back, they didn't take that injury as an excuse. They're traveling the country, playing NFL alumni in every market they go to. And, they're playing football. They have a prosthetic leg and they're running routes at a very high level and showing that, life goes on and, things happen, but you got to keep moving.
I remember talking to Vince Papale after last year's game, and he shook his head and he said, "Hey, look, they whipped us. It wasn't even close."
Yeah, they're talented. Don't let the fact that they got, one prosthetic leg fool you. That's where they lull you to sleep a little bit.
Yeah.
These guys can play football.
Now, this will come up before the game or after the next Soul home game?
It'll be immediately following the game. We play Cleveland, at 1 o'clock, and then approximately 4 o'clock. As soon as our guys leave the field, they're coming out. We're getting it going immediately so we can have some fun.
And you don't want to miss that, because when the Soul take on the Gladiators, that's what it's really all about in the division. And then Military Appreciation game, you don't want to miss it. Joe, back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Lou, and thank you to all of our guests for joining us today on the show. Coming up next, the 11-2 Philadelphia Soul, the 6-6 Tampa Bay Storm. I'm Joe DeCamera. For everyone with the Philadelphia Soul, thank you for watching the Soul Insider Show, presented by Foods Galore. Enjoy the game.
The Soul Insider, presented by Foods Galore, is sponsored by Pro Systems. Pro Systems Audio, one of Philadelphia's finest audio, video, and lighting contracting firms. By Independence Blue Cross. Independence Blue Cross, live fearless. Dynasty Sports Group. And by The Judge Group. The Judge Group, people-powered business solutions.